Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal, and welcome back to another What Sold video. These are sales on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay from June 1st through June 15th of 2023. If you are new here, I am a part-time online reseller and I sell on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. Every 2 weeks, I go over exactly what sold on each of the platforms, how much they sold for, and I give you a little bit of information about where they came from so you can see where I sourced them. And as always, we start on Mercari first, although Mercari did better than Poshmark this time. So Poshmark needs to step it up. All right, so on Mercari, I had 9 sales. The first 2 sales were actually from the same ThredUp rescue box. It was the ThredUp 5-pound rescue box, so it was a whole bunch of mixed jewelry. The first sale was a silver tone and yellow enamel daisy flower or even sun, I put because it could be either or, a flower or a sun, stud pierced earrings. These sold for $7, which was an offer the customer sent to me. And then the other sale from the same ThredUp jewelry box was a genuine rice pearl amber glass beaded memory wire bracelet. And this sold for $12. And I think that was actually an offer that I sent the customer. Next was a blouse from my America's Thrift Supply micro bail. These things are still selling a year later. I do plan on doing a final update on how much money I've made so far, if I've made my money back, and if I would ever do it again, which I can already tell you that I will not purchase a micro bail again from America's Thrift Supply. But this was a Jones Studio black and white polka dot sleeveless blouse. This would have been super cute under like a career blazer. I just think polka dots is such a classy thing in the office. And this sold for $12 as well. You're gonna see quite a few chain belts in this What Sold video. I always do my photographs in batch work, so I'll photograph a whole bunch of stuff and then I'll list it throughout the week. So I was listing chain belts for about a week and a half. So it makes sense that they were selling, but I did just wanna warn you, you will see a lot of them. So this first one is a Nuba Tags Versona rhinestone gold tone rectangle chain belt. This sold for $12. I did have to re-glue 2 of the rhinestones onto the belt using an industrial glue, but thankfully they stayed. And then the second belt that also sold for $12 was a blue faux stone cabochon silver tone concho chain belt. And this was actually missing 1 little blue stone. I did notate that in the listing. And again, both belts sold for $12. Next up is a gold tone bass fish chain necklace. It had a clear little rhinestone for an eye. I purchased this off of Whatnot on one of my jewelry sellers that I follow. This was a while ago. Last year I actually purchased this and it took a while to sell, but it finally did for $12. I had a lot of $12 sales, I'm just realizing. Next up is another chain belt. This one was stamped G&S Korea, and it was a silver tone circle double link chain belt, and it sold for $9. Then we have a lot of 3 CDs. This was by the band The Dixie Chicks, which are now called only The Chicks. But these were the CDs: Fly, Wide Open Spaces, and Home. They were free to me. They were mine back in the early 2000s, and they sold for $9. And then the last sale was a lot of 2 stainless silverware handmade rings. These came out of my Shop Goodwill ring lot, and they sold for $12. So of my 9 Mercari sales, I had $97 in sales, $18.37 in fees, giving me a profit of $78.63. And my average sales price for each item that sold was $10.78. And just to give you a little idea of the chain belts, my cost of goods for those were around $1.30. So very low buy-in cost. So that's why I'm okay with a lot of these belts selling for around $10 to $12. All right, moving on to Poshmark, where I had 8 sales. Like I said, Mercari definitely beat Poshmark this time. The first sale on Poshmark was another blouse from my America's Thrift Supply micro bail. It was a Mountain Lake red and white gingham plaid button front sleeveless blouse. Mountain Lake seems to be kind of like a catalog brand, and I don't think it exists anymore, so it might have been vintage, and it sold for $9, and that was an offer the customer sent to me. Next is a bundle. This is a blouse from my America's Thrift Supply micro bale. It was a Westport white crochet lace blouse, and then a pair of Loft Paisley linen blend shorts. These shorts did unfortunately have 2 stains on them. I did stain treat them once, but the stains were still very faintly there. They sold in a bundle for $18.70, and that's because the customer bundled the items themselves. I automatically give 15% off on any bundles 2 items and over, so it came out to $18.70, and there was no shipping discount. Next is a free to me item. This was a pair of shoes given to me from a family member. It was an Easy Spirit Tyne 2. That was the model name of the shoe. And it was a dark navy blue slide-on sandals, super cushiony, very lightweight. They sold for $14, and that was an offer that I sent to the customer, and they did get discounted shipping. Next was a lot of 73 boho fairy crown jewels silver tone fashion rings. These all came out of my Shop Goodwill ring lot. You could tell that they weren't great quality because there was a lot of things wrong with them, like the jewels were on crooked, you could see glue showing, some of the molds from the metal wasn't cut correctly. So I listed them as a lot. They varied in all different sizes, could be for crafting or just to stack on your fingers, and they sold for $14 with discounted shipping. Next up is an Ariat turquoise cabochon silver tone oval concho chain belt, and it sold for $30. I would have liked to have gotten more. The customer definitely sent me a low offer in the beginning, so we went back and forth, and it did sell for $30. Happy with that quick flip. I think it was listed for maybe 4 or 5 days. Next sale was another concho belt. This was a silver tone textured southwestern concho chain belt. No brands or anything. It sold for $14 with no discounted shipping, and that was actually my full asking price. Next, we have a genuine natural raw stone agate gold tone chain belt. I think that this was handmade, although I'm not sure because there was a size sticker on the back of it, but just the way it was crafted, it looked very crude, almost like someone had individually hammered each of these genuine stones into the belt itself. The metal also did have some wear to it, so I priced it accordingly. It sold for $28 with discounted shipping. Then the last sale was an item that I took a gamble on, and it did not pay off. Reselling is sometimes about taking risks, and either they're good risks or they're bad ones, and this one wasn't a great one. So this was a faux crocodile heart double handle bucket purse. This thing was very structured. It did come from ThredUp. I did pay up for it because I actually thought that this was a Brighton purse. There is a similar purse from Brighton that looks like this, but when I received it from ThredUp, it was just an unbranded knockoff. I've had it listed since 2020, so happy to see it go. It only sold for $28. I spent $28.26 on it, so as you can tell, I lost $7.88, but happy to see it go. I will not be spending that much money on unbranded or assorted brands purses unless I'm like absolutely sure it's the purse, or at least I can return it. As of the time that I purchased this, ThredUp would not allow you to return purses. It may still be like that, but that was a risk I was willing to take at the time. So of my 8 Poshmark sales, I had $155.70 in sales, $32.74 in fees. I gave out $8.08 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $114.88. And my average sales price for each item that sold was $19.46. And what's another video without a train going by in the background? I live a couple blocks away from some train tracks, and it never fails. They always go off during my video, so I apologize if you hear it. Next up on eBay, Thankfully, eBay was the star. These past 2 weeks, I had 21 sales. A lot of them didn't sell for a lot, but at this point, I'll take as many sales as I can get over there. First up was a new tags Inc. International Concepts Intimates Ruffle Knit Flounce Tank Top. This was in a dark teal color. I got a whole bunch of these in a liquidation box back in 2020, and I'm very slowly still selling them. This one sold for $11.69, which was my full asking price. I've been doing 10 to 15% off sales basically all year in eBay. Like, there isn't a day where I don't have a sale on. It seems to attract customers better than promoted listings from what I've seen in my own experience. Next up is a Victoria black linen blend mock neck zip front moto jacket. This only had Italian sizing. I couldn't really find too much information on this brand. They do have their own website, but it doesn't seem that like they're in like department stores or anything like that. This I purchased from ThredUp's outlet center as an assorted brand. I saw that it was linen though, so I knew that it was at least worth something, and it sold for $26.99, which was my full asking price with a sale going on. Next up is a keychain from my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. It was a silver tone Father of the Bride keychain, and it sold for $7.19. I'm assuming that someone either gave it to their father for Father's Day, or, you know, they're getting married soon and wanted a nice little souvenir to hand out. Next is a new without tags Narrow River Trading Company red plaid flannel jogger pants or sweatpants. They were size extra large. They were a Christmas gift that my fiance did not like. We could not return them because we were not given a gift receipt. So it sold for $10.79. Next up was Loft, the softened blue, purple, and white plaid popover shirt. This was a size small petite. It did come out of my America's Thrift Supply micro bale, and it sold for $11.50. Next, we have a pair of LuLaRoe leggings that I've had since March of 2020. I got these because they were themed. They were red, white, and blue patriotic America 4th of July themed leggings. They were a tall and curvy size. They finally sold for $5.50. The customer and I definitely went back and forth on a price on this one. They kept giving me around $5, and I was like, no, sorry, I'm not gonna go that low. And finally, I did cave at $5.50. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you just wanna move things along, so it's okay. Next up is a Lucky Brand Charlotte striped blouse. It had grommet lace v-neck details. It was a linen blend, and it sold for $10. Next was a geometric shape rainbow cut glass and black faceted beaded bracelet. I don't know if someone purchased this for Pride, but I did put the keyword rainbow in there just in case someone was looking for something to wear to Pride, and it sold for $6. Next up is a pair of Toms. These were called the Sunrise navy denim fabric slip-on sneakers. They were a size 11. They were a women's, and they sold for $16.25. These came out of my most recent ThredUp shoe unboxing, which was done a few months ago. Next up was a purple faceted glass genuine stone and gold tone chain chunky beaded necklace. This came out of, I think, the America's Thrift Supply jewelry unboxing, which was not so great, and it sold for $8. Next up is a silver tone bird swallow dove stamped metal chain concho belt. This was a smaller size. It only fit a size 26 to 32 inch waist. I put bird, swallow, and dove because I couldn't really tell exactly what kind of bird it was. And thankfully it paid off. It sold for $13, and it had a lot of interest on all three platforms. Next is another chain belt. This one was a Chico's silver and gold tone textured cream cabochon draped chain belt that was adjustable. All of these chain belts are adjustable, but I like to put it in the title just in case. And this one sold for $21.24. And this one was pretty hefty. Like, it had some nice weight to it. It had some nice accents to it. So I definitely wanted to list it at a fair price. Next up is another Chico's silver tone belt, but this one had black enamel accents, was also textured, and it was a round and square shaped belt. And this one wasn't in the best of condition. It had a lot of copper coming through, a little bit of discoloration to the metal, and it sold for $9. Next up is yet another belt, a silver tone teardrop oval and round circle chain link metal belt. This one was a larger size. It fit anywhere from a 40 to 47 inch waist, and it sold for $9.50. Yet another belt, silver tone small round circle linked chain belt that was 41 inches in total length. This one sold for $10.19, which was my full asking price with a sale going on. And you will see how I'm describing these belts. There really isn't much to describe them besides like if they're a different shape, how many links, if it's a double chain versus a single chain, and somehow people are finding these. I don't know if it's just because people are looking for chain belts, if it's a complete fluke, if I'm listing them at the right time, I don't know, but I'm very thankful for all of the chain belt sales that I am getting. Next up is a free to me item. This was a new with tags, Canyon River Blues pastel plaid belted sleeveless shirt dress. This was a size extra large and it sold for $10.50. Next, we have a vintage gold tone daisy floral blue rhinestone cuff bracelet. This was a free to me item from a family member and it sold for $10.19 as well. Then we have an item from my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot that I think was just kind of thrown in the box. It might have been a customer return. It was a sterling silver 925 heart hand engraved butterfly photo locket pendant, and it sold for $12.75. The next sale was in my most recent belt unboxing, so the second one that I did, but it was not a belt. And I didn't think that it was, but I photographed it as such because, you know, they throw it in a belt box. You think, okay, sure, maybe it is a belt. It wasn't, because I did a Google image search and I found some information about it. It was the brand GLD. It was an 18 karat yellow gold plated thick chunky Cuban link chain necklace. This thing weighed almost a pound. That's how thick and chunky it was. This is a brand that a lot of celebrities wear. I saw a picture of Snoop Dogg wearing this GLD gold chain, not the one that I sold, but a very similar one. And it's selling, I think, online currently for $229. I listed mine at $100. Someone sent me an offer for $80. Very happy to take that offer, and I made an overall profit of $69 and some change. Next up is a Loft solid black V-neck Henley soft ribbed short sleeve rounded hem shirt. This came out of my mystery unboxing from my subscriber and friend Courtney. I will link that video up here if you haven't seen it. This was from the second box. I thought about keeping this blouse, but I'm glad that I didn't because it sold in one day for $13, and that was an offer the customer sent to me. And then the last sale was kind of a sad sale, but I'm also happy that I did it. So I took a whole bunch of my old jewelry that's been listed for the longest. I put them on a $3.99 7-day auction on eBay, and this was the only item that sold. So it was a peacock, rainbow, freshwater pearls, beaded sterling silver fish hook clasp necklace. It sold for the auction price of $3.99. And although I'm sad I didn't make more money, I'm happy to clear out an old piece of jewelry, and this customer got a super good deal. All right, so of my 21 eBay sales, I had $307.27 in sales and made a shipping profit of $37.39. Fees this time was $76.60, giving me a profit of $268.06, and my average sales price for each item that sold was $14.63. And now going over my total numbers, where I had 38 sales from June 1st through June 15th of 2023. I had $559.97 in sales, $98.40 in fees, $97.58 my cost of goods was this time, giving me a profit of $363.99. My cost of goods for each item that sold was $2.57, and that number is under $4, which is right where I like to keep it. Thank you so much for tuning into this What Sold video. Again, I do these every 2 weeks, and if you're not subscribed and you like these What Sold videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We would love to have you here. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!